the real reason why the Rico started, apparently, because he done he done shabig somebody and then dumped him out. But apparently it was his artist, like he was in high school with his son, all type of crazy shit up for the grave for the state.
The Hood War Stories. In this episode, I'll be discussing the murder that launched Operation Drawdown. By now, it's widely known that Big U had the keys to the Rolling 60s, who are not only the deepest black gang in LA County, but has spread across the nation and set up large bases in cities like Atlanta.
I didn't know they was the deepest gang in LA. It kind of makes sense though, I ain't gonna lie, because unless I'm tweaking, all the Bloods in LA don't really be in LA for real. Like they be around, but like most of them from Compton and shit. Like that's really where Compton came from. That's where the Bloods be at. So maybe I'm tripping. You can correct me in the comments if you.
St. Louis and Baltimore to name a few. But his reign over this powerhouse gang didn't just happen overnight. Born Eugene Hanley, he grew up the majority of his life on the west side of South Central, near Arlington and Slauson. He would join the Arlington Gangsters, who were led by his cousin Chili Capone. The AGs would eventually merge and become the Rolling 60s. U built his reputation as an elite fighter, learning martial arts and acquiring a black belt. When the crack era came around, Big U's focus shifted into making money. In 1991, he was arrested in a sting operation after he and another person attempted to rob someone they assumed to be a drug dealer. After serving 13 years, Big U was released in 2004. Post-release, Big U would dive back into the music industry, managing local LA rappers like Sandman the Goose and Nipsey Hussle. On March 19th of 2025, Big U and other alleged members of the Rolling 60s were arrested as a part of a federal investigation. In the RICO charges, Big U is accused of carrying out the 2021 murder of Rayshawn Williams. Rayshawn Anthony Williams was born on January 3rd of 2000. Before he shifted gears and began rapping, he originally aspired to be in the NFL.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. Do you know how crazy, do you know it was every nigga dream to get into the opening, the Nike opening? You got into that and you didn't go to college, and I got to hear the story, bro. Because it hit different when you got to the Nike opening. You taking pictures. I don't give a damn if you just came to the camp. Like, I ain't never make it to the regular regional camp, tell you that much. I ain't never make it to no goddamn regional camp. So the fact you made it to the regional camp and you was what? And you overwhooped? I mean, it was something that happened, bro. I gotta hear it.
Big U coached Rayshawn in football since he was young. Rayshawn developed a sense of trust in Big U.
Is that shady? Tell LaShawn McCoy. That's not shady. What this nigga is extorting everybody. Why would Shady just come to LA and take a picture with you? Shady ain't from no damn LA. He extorting these niggas.
Someone he could look up to. Rayshawn even lived with Big U for a period while he was in high school, as Rayshawn and Big U's son were good friends. At some point, Big U believed that Rayshawn had wore a chain that belonged to his son without his permission, thus leading to Rayshawn being kicked out. At Crenshaw High, he played wide receiver. Being involved with sports would keep him out of trouble. After high school, his football dreams fizzled out. He began to fully focus on rapping, as he saw it as an opportunity to get rich. In 2021, Rayshawn had been living in California with his older cousin. At that time, he was under Big U's Unique Music and was working with the music producer on an upcoming project. Through Unique Music, Big U booked Rayshawn's Airbnb and travel accommodations and arranged a trip for Rayshawn to record in Las Vegas. Rayshawn was supposed to make one song per day while he was in Vegas, but he slacked off after he touched down in the city. On January 19th, he didn't show up to the studio for a second time. He told a Big U associate he would double.
Now, I ain't gonna lie to you, this sounds familiar. This is some shit I can relate to that I've been through. So if this were the beef starter, I can see why Big U would be pissed off, because like, think about it, bro. Think about just how expensive traveling is nowadays. So I done paid for your Airbnb. I done paid for your flight to here and back. Mind you, in LA, I could have made your ass drive. Goddamn, pay for your flight there and back. And I'm paying for pretty much your studio time. This shit ain't, that mean I'm paying the engineer. That's mean I'm paying like renting this shit out. And I'm probably getting you food, all type of shit. And and I probably got you a rental and you over whooping like this. Oh, you got to get the belt, but you ain't got to, you wasn't supposed to shabig them. You was supposed to, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. You know, that little song.
Up on the next day. The following day on January 20th, Rayshawn recorded an unreleased diss song that North Las Vegas police later obtained. Authorities believe this track is aimed at Big U. Big U was later informed of Rayshawn's song, as well as him wasting studio time. It's believed that these were main factors that led to the dispute between Big U and Rayshawn. A dispute serious enough that 2 days later, Big U and Sylvester drove from LA to Vegas to confront Rayshawn. Big U and his associate arrived in Vegas on January 23rd. At around 2 a.m. on January 24th, Big U pulled up to Rayshawn's Airbnb and asked him why he did not show up to the studio the day prior. Rayshawn claimed he did not have a ride to the studio. Rayshawn's friend was also present during this encounter. On the night of January 24th, 2021, at 7 p.m., Big U arrives at the studio. At around 9 p.m., Rayshawn arrives at the studio and recorded a song from 11 p.m. until midnight. On January 25th, around 12:37 a.m., Big U left the studio, and the gray sedan that he and Sylvester had driven to the studio was no longer there. At approximately 12:59 a.m., Big U's phone stopped reporting location data of any kind, with the last data recorded within the vicinity of the studio. At approximately 1:13 a.m., surveillance footage at the Airbnb revealed a gray sedan arriving to the Airbnb. A few minutes later, Rayshawn exited the Airbnb with a suitcase, put the suitcase in the trunk, and got in the gray sedan which departed.
They set him up. They set the play up like that. They basically made it seem like they was finna take him home. So when you make it seem like you finna take a player home, you backdoor. I don't fucking know y'all backdoored them, but like, damn. At least, one thing I get the old niggas, they had tried to do it the right way. They had tried to turn their phone off and do some slick shit, and that just ain't how it went down.
The Airbnb was still rented for another day, and Rayshawn's flight wasn't scheduled to leave until the next day. Both of Big U's phones did not begin reporting location data until 2:15 a.m. At approximately 2:30 a.m., Big U returned to the studio alone in the gray sedan. He was reportedly drenched in sweat. Big U told security that he just came back from the gym. Rayshawn's body was found hours later at approximately 9 a.m.
That was stupid,
Rayshawn
though.
had been shot multiple times, and his body had been dragged and left in a ditch not far from Interstate 15. Big U's phone location data showed that he departed Vegas to return to LA at approximately 10 a.m. At the crime scene, DNA was collected from Rayshawn's ankle area. The DNA profile obtained was not complete. An analysis of Big U's DNA profile was inconclusive, such that he could not be excluded as the contributor of the DNA. A couple days after the homicide, Big U arranges for recording equipment to be removed from the studio, including destruction of surveillance video data that would have shown Rayshawn and Big U at the studio shortly before the murder. Big U had the security take a walk prior to the removal of the equipment. Investigators believe that the footage from the DVR system would have shown an altercation between Big U and Rayshawn the night of the 24th. Rayshawn's aunt called Big U on January 27th after she learned Rayshawn had been killed. Big U claimed he had not seen or heard from Rayshawn and did not know his whereabouts. Rayshawn's aunt told investigators that Big U would call her on a weekly basis prior to the murder. But after that phone call on January 27th, she never again heard from Big U. Throughout the entire investigation, the family members and friends who have been interviewed have pointed to Big U as the person they believe to be responsible for Rayshawn's murder. Within days, multiple people were sending Instagram messages to Big U, demanding answers for what happened to Rayshawn, all of which went without response. North Las Vegas police searched Rayshawn's Instagram. Rayshawn's final Instagram message to Big U was regarding the price of a song and was sent on January 24th at 1:57 p.m. Big U did not respond until January 26, 2021 at 8:14 a.m., almost 24 hours after Big U left Las Vegas following Rayshawn's murder. In the meantime, the evidence shows Big U had seen Rayshawn at the studio the night of January 24th after Rayshawn had sent the message, and Big U would have presumably discussed the price of the song there. Appearing to authorities that Big U sent the Instagram message on January 26th in an attempt to plead ignorance that Rayshawn was murdered and to avoid suspicion from law enforcement of his alleged involvement in the murder. In 2023, North Las Vegas police went by Big U's home when he was not there, after leaving a business card and informing his wife that they were following up on the 2-year anniversary of Rayshawn's murder. His wife would lie to police, stating that Big U lived at the 62nd Street house sometimes. In actuality, Big U was there most nights unless he was traveling. Big U's wife then called him off his dad's phone to inform him that police showed up at their house. After the call, Big U did not return home for 2 weeks, something he had not done during the entirety of the surveillance. On February 14th, during a wiretap call.
So it's so stupid. So the whole situation is stupid from what I'm getting. So basically, you picked him up like you was finna take him home, shabigged him, then came back to the goddamn studio an hour later. You were supposed to do all this before the shabigging. You did the shabig wrong. And then after doing the shabig wrong, they doing surveillance, they wiretapping your phones, and you don't come home. You're supposed to come home because now they gonna know something's up because you don't come home, bro. You've been doing this schedule for this long, and then now you just magically don't show up to the house no more after we done tried to get your wife to pretty much up to, you know what I mean? It don't make no sense.
Big U called Martin to meet with him at his auto shop to discuss the police investigation into Rayshawn's murder. Following the call to Martin, Big U immediately placed calls to his associate, abbreviated as DS. DS was the person who reportedly removed the video surveillance from the studio. The first few calls went unanswered. Then Big U told him he needed to meet with him. The following is a transcript of the portion of the conversation. Where you at? At the house, ready to jump in the shower. Which I need to pull up on you. Alright, I'm right here at the house. Alright, I gotta pull up on you in How long you gonna be? You ain't about to go nowhere, are you? Nah, okay. I'll just jump in the shower though, just to be ready though. Okay, all right, for sure. Within the last few weeks, a leaked recorded phone call has surfaced, revealing Rayshawn's mother telling Wack 100 about Big U's arrest before it happened.
When did the test come back? When did the DNA come back?
It came back 2 months ago.
And they still ain't arrested the nigga?
Well, they told me between me and you, please, between me and you, don't tell nobody because they don't want nobody to know. They're
And we
going
on
to be
YouTube.
making an arrest the ending of March, the beginning of April.
And they did it.
Got you. I'm going to sit
They
back
did
and watch
it.
the show.
Prior to turning himself in, Big U recorded videos denying the accusations.
I'm looking at all these charges on the news. I'm headed back to LA. And then I'm looking at the people they arrested. How you gonna go arrest people that I don't even talk to? That's a built-in liar right there. You know what I mean? So
He said you gonna go arrest people I don't even talk to, like that's supposed to be anything, bro. They ain't finna what you was going under. He know they finna start talking because no way, like this shit. I ain't gonna lie, this might clean up LA. This might be the thing that saves LA, and I hope it does because LA used to be the spot from what I heard. Even from the movies, they used to be Miami and LA used to be neck and neck. Now it's like Miami stayed the same and went up. LA went down. You know what I'm saying? So they need to pick that shit back up because going out there, all the homeless people, all the weird shit, all the gangs. One of the two of the three gotta go. Okay.
is that how they gonna work the case? So if you want to arrest certain dudes, them is and put them next to me, them is the dudes you gonna have to call themselves turning against me. Well, ain't no turn against me. I ain't going for that. You might as well go get 600 and whack. These dudes been saying I did shit all year. So what they doing is they go on the internet and these dudes say that I did shit on the internet. Then when you say I did on the internet, they go investigate it. Now you raid my houses,
That's not that's true, but it's not true. But it's true, but it ain't true.
raid my shops, raiding all this stuff. And talking about I'm committing crimes and covering up with developing option. What crimes am I committing to cover up with developing option? You know what I'm saying?
He's
I
scared.
ain't committed no crimes and covered nothing up with developing option.
He's scared.
Shit crazy.
He's scared of
Just
the
how they get
feds.
you. They get
He's
one or two people to say
scared.
something. Ain't gonna be no real evidence.
That's my
Ain't
Uzi
gonna be
shoulder.
no real nothing. It's gonna be a repeater
I don't
thug.
know
It's
about
gonna be
that
a bunch
Uzi.
of people in jail for a bunch of different crimes
Man.
that don't have nothing to do with me. They finna lump all of us up and say it's all around the 60s. Watch and see. We just seen it with Thug. I'm finna experience the same thing out here. I knew it was coming. Now they on there saying all this stuff to assassinate my character.
The difference is with Doug, he was a millionaire rapper, and it's like, you know, he can have a chance to say, yeah, that shit cap. Like I was just, you know what I'm saying, ain't no DNA or no surveillance footage of you pulling up to the nigga. Thug didn't have these problems. You got murdered. Like you have real murder, bro. You're tripping.
All right, man, just pray for me. And again, how they there with the police, and y'all sitting there following them. Everybody that's a part of them shows, and 100 shows, and all them shows, and y'all need to, everybody who following them, promoting them, anything. Y'all wrong. Y'all ain't black. And y'all show ain't for our people.
If convicted, Big U would face a maximum sentence of life in prison. I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Please like.
Yeah, I'm gonna lie. Shout out to Hood War Stories or War Hood Stories. I forgot my sorry. I'm a little smizzed. I'm not gonna lie to you, but this shit is crazy though, gang. The whole thing is unraveling how it's coming down. I think a lot of more people is finna get arrested. I think this is just like the tip of the iceberg. I feel like they really finna crack down on all this gang shit. There's been too much extortion and weird shit been going on for too long. It's cracking down. So.